Hey everybody, Chris here again. Sorry about the late stream delay today. Had a little bit of weird funkiness happening with the restream stuff, multi-broadcasting. I am actually simulcasting across 5 different channels today. Today we actually picked up Kick. I know it's like a big thing, everybody's signing with Kick. Kick didn't give me a cushy contract. Nobody knows who I am, but for those of you who do, welcome back. Thanks for showing up. For those of you who don't know yet, we stream every other Wednesday. We try to hit some Diablo content. We also sometimes stream retro titles, Pokemon, World of Warcraft, a little bit of a variety streamer, if you will. Definitely a sucker for the classics, but Diablo 4 is out, and I haven't got a lot of time to play it this week, in the last 2 weeks, really. So I'm really itching to get more of that story underway. I realized after recording the last stream and then playing a little bit afterwards that I was really just doing daily quests. So we're actually going to just hit just the yellow quest today and try to get through more of that story, because I really want to see what's in store for the world of Diablo and Sanctuary. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty. So still rocking the sorceress here. Still running with the cold builds, ice shards. I don't really have a build plan. I'm just kind of winging it, really. Where did I leave off? So I have to go to either here or here. I think it kind of levels with you. I'm not really super certain. But we're gonna go with the closest one, since it's really easy to travel to that waypoint. Don't super know what I'm doing yet with this game, but we are learning on the go. I'm gonna try to play a little bit without my gunners, because I had a YouTube guy comment and say that I look just like some NPC from GTA 5. I think his name was Lester. I don't know, you guys be the judge. Do I look like Lester from GTA 5? If I do, comment below and let me know. Hey, this dude looks like Lester from Diablo. Lester from GTA 5. But we're gonna try without for a little bit, and I will pick them up as soon as my eyes start to get a little bit tired, as they will. I have this pretty intense panel light in front of me to keep me well lit for you guys. But yeah, let me know what you think. All right, so it looks like this big open globe here is where I need to be. So we're gonna head out that way. I always tend to do my crafting and selling my items at the end of my playthrough, so I can always just jump right into it. These bats are they're just falling over. And there. Kind of a little bit of an explorer when I play. So you're gonna see oftentimes me take the long way around and hug the outside. Really what I'm looking for is just any hidden items. One of the things that I get really comfortable doing in Diablo 2 is finding some halfway decent items in chests and just monster packs in the far reaches of the map. And that worked out okay. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my god, it's worth it all the time. I could probably grind out higher areas and higher more monster congested areas to get better gear, but where I did get it some decent stuff a couple of times, it really kind of, it's almost like when you have a superstition, you have to do like a routine because it gives you good luck. That's kind of how it's kind of turned out for me. So all because I just found a couple of okay items once. I am rocking a couple of unique items. I guess they call them legendaries still. Not really super certain if it's any good or not, but supposed to go that way. Nope. But supposed to go this way. But we'll see if these items really keep me doing some damage, keep me alive. I am on veteran difficulty. I don't think I've unlocked the next difficulty yet. I think it's all level gated. I think I have to hit level 50 for the next one. Not really super certain. Move it, Tree Willard. See, I remember when I played before, I started out with fire. And kind of bummed out because I really did like the fire aspect. I thought it was a really cool animation, really cool move. But just didn't really hold up as well as the ice shards. It's really pack a punch. Plus, I was really fortunate, and it kind of really pushed my hand in that direction anyway. Some of the gear that I found actually adds 2 to ice shards, and the 1 to teleport on the boots, plus the Frost Nova. It kind of forced my hand to go that direction. I haven't really found any super good gear like that for fire. Would be nice. Mr. Hollywood with the raid. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate those follows. Jess, how are you doing? D2 Pilot, what's going on, buddy? Bomar! Surprised Mr. Hollywood's already offline. It's only 11:25. What's going on, buddy? You have a good stream? I thought you were streaming with McCalb, right? He's hungry. What is Woot not hungry? Be true. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. No, McCall won't stream with me. Oh, that's too bad. See, you're just too good. They can't handle a little bit of the Woot magic. Mr. Hollywood with the 21 months in a row. How about that? You know, I actually have my alerts off. Let me actually fix that. I can remember how I did this. Where are my alerts? Oh, I guess I don't have them off. Why are they not triggering? Did you guys see alerts? D2 Pilot with that Prime subscription. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Why am I not seeing alerts, though? Let's try that again. Oh, there it is. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I can't hear it. Oh, good, good. I'm actually gonna move them. Let's put them right front and center. How about that? Boom. Well, I couldn't see them. Did you guys hear the alerts as well as seeing them? Because I didn't hear them at all. You did? Okay, good, good. Amateur hour over here. My all my audio sources got all messed up. Haven't really streamed on Twitch in a long time, and now I'm multi-streaming across 5 different platforms at the same time. Don't tell anybody. Omar's never amateur hour. The sound levels sound good. You can hear me, you can hear the game, you can hear the really cool tunes. Mr. Hollywood with the tier 1 sub to Bilbo. Bilbo comes in all the time to say hello. McQuackles? Did I say that right? Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate that. See, I just need to stream more often and people show up. Bilbo with all of the emotes. All the moats. You guys get all your drops this week? Because if you haven't, make sure you hang out. We're gonna stream for a few hours. You might be able to get some. I, however, have not got all of my drops yet. McQuackles gave Persnackety COVID. Oh no, Persnackety. Hope you feel better. Make sure Woot takes good care of you. That was 2 years ago. Or a year ago. I honestly don't know anybody that, of course I don't know a lot of people in general, but I don't know anybody in my circle that's got COVID in the last 2 years. It's not actually Quake's fault. He was just present. Hey, guilty by association. McQuackles equals Quake. Not confirm nor deny. That's one of my favorite sayings. Take every bit and none of the holy cow. None of the responsibility. True. But what you gonna have for lunch, Mr. Hollywood? You gonna go wake up Little Woot? You tell him to wake up. Bomar said so. Just because it's summer doesn't mean you get to be lazy. Eggs and salad. Ah, that sounds good. Throw a little chicken in there and you got a good cob going on. You need to set up your Blue Yeti. You mean your Shure SMB7 or SM7B? You're just used to the Blue Yeti. I understand. The Yeti's for this PC now. Oh, okay. Hey, so is Little Woot gonna be streaming? That would be really cool if he's streaming. He is low-key to his friends. Oh, okay. Let's get more comfortable. Yeah, you know, it might be hard to believe, but it was even hard for me at first to get comfortable on a camera with a microphone. In fact, I don't think that you met me when I was just starting with the microphone and camera. Before that, I was just doing like Let's Plays where I would have YouTube videos of me playing retro games like Donkey Kong and stuff like that. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can watch more. And then eventually I got comfortable playing Diablo 2 with a microphone, and then eventually I hooked up my camera, so it's just kind of all downhill from there. And then once I did that, I think you and Salty popped in and said, bro, this guy's setup is legit. So then you rated me, and the rest is history. What am I, 34 months on your channel now? Here we are, full circle. No, man, I really appreciate the raid. It definitely boosts confidence a little bit. All right, buddy, you go have some delicious lunch. I will be here for a while. Hopefully we'll see you later. If not, hit me up on Discord, and I'll help you out with your microphone stuff. Easy raid, easy raid. No, definitely, I appreciate that. So how's everybody else doing? You guys all still here? Is everybody else having some lunch at this time? It's around 11:30 my time. Live and kicking. How's your art going, Jess? I haven't seen any in a little bit. Working. That's good. Now remind me, Jess, what is it that you do for work? Are you a professional artist or do you do something else? office work. You're in compliance. What kind of compliance? Just like regulatory or like hazmat? Food regulatory. Oh, that's cool. I used to work in a Walmart. I used to be an assistant manager, and I started out in the food area. There's a lot of compliance in regards to food areas over there. It's wild. Diablo says, still mid-morning here, just working for the man. Yeah, I hear you there. See, I got lucky. My day job when I'm not, doing this, I only have to work literally like half the week on average. So like I work half the year, but I make full-time hours. So I do 3 days 1 week, 4 days the next, and then it just rotates back and forth. And then I do 12-hour shifts. So it kind of works its way out to be, the full time at that point. And I get time and a half any hours over 8 per day. So at least 4 hours of every day is overtime, and my hours are guaranteed. So it works out pretty good. I get to stay home a little bit more often. And of course, my Sundays is a family day. Mondays, Tuesdays are I'm watching my son, so that keeps me pretty busy. And then every other Wednesday I get to be here, and he goes to daycare every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So every other Wednesday is my stream day. At least I try to make it a stream day when my computer's working. Used to work on shift when you're doing lab instrumentation for a cheese factory. Bilbo, how much cheese did you consume when you worked there? I'm sure you got free samples. It was good cheese? Oh, I bet. Especially when you get it fresh. Right from the source. No more than usual. No, I hear you there. I need to cut back on my caloric intake. All right. 1 to mastery. Oh, but that socket being missing is not helping out. Frost Nova. I really need to keep that teleport. I think I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say I have no idea what I'm doing with a lot of these items. Nova Grace. My day is going great. Welcome to the stream. You're actually my very first Kick visitor. Thank you so much. My day is going really well. It started off a little slow. I got 4 hours of sleep last night, which was a bit rough. Just was up late doing laundry and I wanted to stream today. And then I just had a hard time falling asleep. Turn on drops. Are they not on? 1 second. Let me kill this guy and I will double check my drops. I thought they were on, but I could be incorrect. Which a lot of times I am. Jester, how are you, buddy? Been a little while. Which. All right, let's check drop. I thought I had him on, but. Oh, no. We don't want to raid anybody. I thought that was a drop. Just a heads up, Mr. Bomar, Twitch recently updated the TOS. You cannot stream in multiple places, otherwise you risk being banned. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I very much am aware of that. My thoughts on that is if they want to come for my my affiliate, and if they want to come for my channel, let them. As far as I'm concerned, I'm here for you guys. And I am really excited to be here. And if they don't want me to be on their platform because I am catering to more of you wonderful people, then you guys can all follow me to another platform if you like. Jess says they'll never know. No, they're gonna have to find my little ass at the bottom of Diablo IV playlist. Nova Grace asks, where am I from? I am from New England. More specifically, I'm in Maine. How long have I been on Kick? 36 minutes. Yeah, I just got a Kick today. I just thought it'd be fun to stream in as many different places as possible. Gaming tools. Viewer rewards, drops. There's the drops. Drops are enabled. So if you are streaming, sorry, if you're watching this stream right now, you should be able to see some Diablo drops. This week is the Druid, which is exciting because I do also play Druid. Cool. All right. Catch up on some of these comments. You work for Hilmar Cheese Company to produce cheese for Sargento, Kraft, etc. I had no idea. I have a feeling that a lot of these companies that, you know, have a label on a package that you buy, it's not actually the place that makes it. Bilbo worked at the one in Texas. That's cool, man. You missed me, Jester? We missed you guys. Glad I joined the Diablo IV community. Need a clan to join? Jester, I appreciate the offer to join a clan. I might take you up on that in the future. But right now, I haven't had a chance to play like a whole lot, so I haven't actually had cause to join one yet. When I get endgame, I'll probably join one because I think at that point it'll be very necessary. Oh, no kidding, it's Tristram. Old Tristram. But it's just a vision. You're not a fan of that Twitch? Well, V-Truth, if you're on other platforms, I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Kick now, Facebook, Instagram, pick your poison. I'm live streaming to almost all of them right now.
Who are you?
Yes, I am fresh new on Kick. So do I have all the things to do stream? Yeah, I should. I think I've got all that running at the moment. I don't actually have my alerts set up on Kick. The only place alerts are set up are on Twitch right now. That's gonna change. I just have to go through the arduous process of setting up stream elements to do the various platforms. You're a graphic artist. If I need some artworks, I certainly appreciate the offer there, Nova Grace. I'm actually a graphic artist too. All of the art that I usually have on stream, actually, I made too. But I definitely appreciate another graphic designer coming in and critiquing. That certainly is always something I'm down for. This place looks like Vecna's hideout. Do I have any Stranger Things fans in here?
Why are you telling me all this?
Do you have like 8 chat windows open, or is there some app that would combine them? So I have Restream.io. It's a wonderful multi-streaming service. For free, you can stream to 2 locations. And when you have it connected to your OBS platform, you get this really cool window it's like a chat window. It combines all these different platforms together, and it will show like a logo of the platform that the user is chatting from, and it puts it right next to their name. So you can select, I'm going through the chat and I'm seeing like a big green K for Kick and a little alien chat bubble for for Twitch. It's pretty sick. It's very slick. I actually just picked up the subscription service for $19 a month, but I really wanted to branch out. Harris Heller, who's very popular, very well-known YouTube community member who helps streamers out, and he recommends for any new streamer, put yourself out there in as many places as possible to get the broadest audience you can, and that kind of really stuck with me. Today's a really good example of why that's important, because I have people chatting with me from Twitch, mostly from the raid with Mr. Hollywood, but also from Kick. I have Nova, who just happened on my channel today, first viewer ever, which is really cool. And that just kind of goes to show that having more places people can find you will help build that community stronger. And I'm equal opportunity, so if you guys prefer to be on a specific platform watching me, feel free to stay where you like. But if you prefer to watch me on a different platform than you found me, I'm everywhere. Check out my YouTube channel. Check out my Twitter. Twitter's kind of my main base of operations. I am there all week long, posting about Diablo 4 and Steam Deck. So you can find me anywhere you like. You can watch me anywhere that's convenient. You can watch me how you like. Have it your way. Oh, absolutely. I'll definitely let you know how it goes. So far, it's going well. I'm able to stream at a little bit higher bit rate because some other platforms will accept it. I think I'm at 8,000 kilobits, so 8 megs. And that seems to be like the happy medium for a lot of places.
I'm not ready yet.
If anybody has any issues with audio or video, just let me know, and I can definitely work on it. I'm kind of like a guru with OBS. I've spent a lot of time getting to know it. So if anybody has questions, needs stream help, definitely hit me up, DM me. We can try to take a look and see what we can do to help you out. Ouch. All right, so clearly when you kill an elite, those things stay up there a little bit longer. Ew, bats. So when I first saw the bats in this game, I thought it was a new character enemy, until I realized that Diablo 2 had bats. They were just a little bit uglier, I think. I gotta go up to the hill.
I see. The path is different now. The statue is the source of an illusion.
All right, so you guys gotta be honest with me now that I have some people in here to ask. So I posted a couple of YouTube shorts, one of which was my wife playing Fall Guys from a couple of years ago when she was pregnant, and the one that I'm asking about is more recent. I posted a short of me playing through Diablo 4 through the opening kind of sequence there after the bar scene, and I got roasted in the comments. Someone said this dude looked like Lester from GTA 5, so I need your honest feedback. Do I look like Lester from GTA 5? Because that hit me hard.
Finally, the Herodic Vault.
My wife seemed to agree. She said the glasses don't do me any favors. And I told her neither does my hairline.
Not what I expected. But let's not give up hope. I'll we need is one book,
Not in the
one
slightest.
spell
Thank you,
to
Jester. I
help us
appreciate
cross
that.
the Black Lake and stop Lilith. Sealed shut.
Yeah, I've been super like self-conscious with my hairline. It's kind of disappearing quicker than I'd like. But I just started taking some spray for that. It's like for Hims or some kind of, it's like a prescription spray. It's supposed to help regrow or at least slow down the loss.
You assume we're treasure hunters, don't you?
You do not have Lester's hairline. Thank you. That really means a lot.
Just want some answers.
I used to have the most full head of hair, like
Ever since
literally
I can
shoulder
remember,
length hair.
my mother took me around looking for
Of course, I'd keep the sides
It was an obsession.
completely
And when
shaved,
she learned of this
and then it
vault,
was just the
she
top
wanted to
that was
find
super
it.
long.
I couldn't say no.
If you guys are familiar with professional wrestling, you probably more familiar with the haircut. Jeff Hardy, he used to have that haircut back in
But I knew she didn't have long
WrestleMania,
left. This sort of thing.
I think 17.
It made her happy.
That's what his haircut looked like.
It made me happy too.
I didn't dye it,
You have the
but
answers you wanted now.
I guess I did kind of dye it. I didn't dye it like weird rainbow colors like he did, but I did put some blonde highlights in it to kind of even out the color and lighten it up a little bit. Why can't I open the door? Search for access. Okay.
I need time.
Yeah, so I went
to
from
prepare
having this
that.
very robust hairline to starting to thin out. Of course, I'm in my mid-30s now. I'm no longer a young buck, but I've always been a little vain with my hair. These quill rats, they just are relentless. Okay, so there's something here I need to find to let me in. Variety of textbooks. I would have thought that that would be what I'm looking for. Not the cooking pot.
I'm not ready yet.
A Roderick book. Okay. Is that the one that Deckard Cain had? Or is this just another
I need
Roderick book?
time to prepare that.
Because the last time we saw the Roderick book that Cain had, Leah had it.
This is.
And then,
I
well,
think
we
it's
all know
written
how
in
that
the
worked
Roderick
out for
code.
her.
And here, the same symbol on the door. I have an idea.
Okay, what's your
Might want to
idea?
Take a step back.
Okay, let's see. While she's doing whatever she's doing.
Chesapeake chart.
Not picked up any items yet.
Mother was here.
So my brother was supposed to hop in and to Discord and stream with me today, but I think he forgot because he's not here.
Wait for me.
And the last I checked, he was up till 5 o'clock my time. He's in California right now, so that must have been like 1-ish his time.
It's the same seal as before.
Well, yeah, I think he forgot.
Should be easy enough to break it again. But why would someone use it here?
One way to find out.
Of course, we can't let anything stop our pursuit of Lilith. I'll open the door, and if we split up, we'll work faster that way.
Only if you stay on this side of the door.
Fine.
What am I looking for?
Don't you know? A book, a scroll, or anything that will help us cross the Black Lake.
The Black Lake, you say? See,
Chesapeake
I've been
chart.
playing this game with my brother a little bit, and my wife, who also plays Diablo games, except for Diablo 2, the best one. She plays on console. But I'm pretty certain I did all these quests with them. but because I hadn't progressed that far in my own instance of the game, it's making me do them again. Which is kind of like a bummer with a Diablo game, because this type of a game has always done really well with kind of letting you do whatever quest and whatever order you really want to play it in. And this game is a little bit more linear story-wise. So I don't super have a problem with. It's just kind of a bummer to have to play the same quest multiple times instead of just kind of getting credit for doing it. Come on, big boy. What's the matter? Get cold feet? Teach you to mess with me. Move it.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, now my brother wants to talk. Yeah, let's chat with him. Yo, what's going on? Not much. You're live on 5 different streaming platforms to tell me why you forgot about our streaming date.
You didn't say anything.
Yeah, I told you like last week we're gonna stream.
When we were supposed to stream.
Today. Like right now.
Oh no.
Oh, well, hop into to Discord. All right, talk to you in a minute. Bye. All right, sounds like he's awake. My brother, him and his girlfriend are traveling all 50 states and living out of a massive 5th-wheel camper. So he is pretty much down to play video games whenever he feels like it. And those of you who are familiar with my brother know that he's pretty good at Diablo, as well as other games. All right, let's go that way. Whoa. Yeah, that's a really cool new monster enemy. The ballista. I like that. What's up, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear you. Hold on one second. Gotta set my audio. Say something. I don't hear you.
Can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
There you go.
You say cool, I say annoying.
Cool.
Ready. Bring it on. Make sure your levels are good. Say something again.
Something again.
Yeah, that's not working. Let me check properties. Oh, that's why. It's the microphone. Try again. Say something.
Say something.
Okay, I see you there. I was just looking at the microphone guests, not the Discord guests. Cool, man. Welcome to the stream. We're streaming in 5 different places today. We have Facebook.
5 different places.
We've got Facebook. We've got Kick. Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Right now we've got 11 viewers, possibly some lurkers. We got a raid from Mr. Hollywood.
Nice.
Yeah, Woot was playing earlier, and then he got hungry and decided he was going to go spend some time cooking and eating some salad, and then he was going to go hang out with little Woot today. You say the ballista is annoying? It can be, especially when it hits you from like off screen and you're not ready for it. It does pack quite a punch. What? Oh, nope, can't do that. Is there like a small party window in Diablo 4 like there is in Diablo 2 and 3, or is it just that full screen business?
This is the full screen business.
That makes it difficult, because if you're in the middle of action and people want to like join, or you want to like check somebody's, you know, social stuff out, kind of can't. I think I froze my game. Trying to open the social tab. This game is still a little broken, not gonna lie.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. Press O. I did. It's not switching anything. Let's see. Let's go to Task Manager. Task Manager says nothing.
I really haven't had any problems with it, like, as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, it's not responding. Oh, it's me. Okay, let me reload the game.
Ouch.
Main game screen, then O. That is your party screen. No, I know, truth. So the game actually was completely frozen. I couldn't switch to anything. That's happened to me at least a handful of times since this game came out, where it will. So I went to go open the social screen, and it just sat there frozen.
That's never happened to me.
Yeah, I couldn't move it to any other screen. Couldn't go to the map. Couldn't exit. Didn't want to do anything for me.
Maybe you should do the thing that I did that solved a lot of my issues.
What was that?
If you pull up the battle.net app,
yep, and
you go to the overall general settings, there's a place in there to turn off. I think it's called like hyper acceleration for the battle.net app, and that actually fixed like a lot of my freezing and random like weird graphical issues.
Hardware acceleration?
Yeah, turn that off.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. The hardware acceleration allows basically that app to use your system's hardware to run the web browser. So it kind of allows it to do the thing where it'll start sucking up RAM and CPU if it has an issue or it feels like it needs to run more resources through it to load whatever it's trying to load.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Chrome has the same option as allow to use hardware acceleration. There. Yeah. Let me get back where I was. It actually completely yanked me from the dungeon and dropped me in town. Kind of sucks.
Did you want me to play on my barbarian, which is now level 50, or did you want me to grab one of my lower level characters?
Do you have a level like a level 30-ish character? Because I'm level 32.
Let me check.
Time to prepare that.
The closest one I have to you is my druid. He's level 25, so that would work.
Yeah, if you want to hop in with your druid. I'm not very far in the story, so we probably are actually around the same area. I'm just starting the Fledged Scholar quest, or somewhere in the middle of it.
So if you complete the main quest line on one character, you have the ability to skip the main quest on every other character.
Oh, well, that's kind of silly.
Also, all the main quest rewards that you get from campaign are account bound, so that you only get them once.
So it basically makes it pointless to
prepare that.
to play the game many times.
Well, the main quest, anyways.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, like the quest part of the game. Which,
yeah, because once you do that, you've already gotten all your rewards on one character across all your characters. There's really no reason to do it again unless you want to experience the story again.
well, see, I feel like it takes away from the spirit of Diablo. You know, like the game has always been very prevalent towards replay the quest over and over again. Oof, that was hurting me. Like it's very much you play through the same few acts, the same few quests, and you just keep doing that until you've done it 3 times. Diablo 3 sort of started to break away from that trend, but in the beginning of Diablo 3, it was still very much play it that way. I don't know if they felt like it held them back from endgame content or what, but no, I still like the that kind of playstyle. To me, if you have a solid story, like a main story, you don't need to worry about people not wanting to play it. So to me, all it gives the impression of to me is that they didn't have a lot of faith in their main story. Because they even did that to World of Warcraft now.
I'm not ready yet.
I mean, at least
made it where you can skip all the campaign stuff.
Yeah, at least for like World of Warcraft, like I can understand after you've got like what 8 expansions at this point. Like I can understand, you know, wanting people to get past that into endgame, especially if they've played 1,000 times before. I don't know. It's unprecedented for me to see that out of a Diablo game, just from my experience. I haven't played Diablo 3 a whole lot since they made a lot of their, you know, their changes after the Necromancer pack. I mean, I did play that a bit, but I don't know. You'll have to fill me in on if it's been like that longer than I realize.
Diablo 3 was pretty much like that most of its life. Like when it first released, it wasn't like that, but when they started doing the whole adventure mode and bounties, which is like 75% of its life, people could just make new characters and play in adventure mode and just start running rifts immediately from level 1.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I forgot about adventure mode. But the thing that if you didn't choose adventure mode, it still gave you like, here's your storyline, go do the storyline.
I just requested him.
It's not letting me send the party invite. I'm in the middle of a boss battle, so that might be why it's not letting me. I'm doing the one where they knock you back into the book with the swirly dew around it.
I need time to prepare that. Precious metal.
Is that your main character?
This one, at this point, yeah. I'm having a lot more fun playing with the sorceress than I was with the druid. Nothing against the druid, but I don't know, I just always really like the magic characters.
The druid doesn't really take off for a while.
So like later on, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I died. Oh. I sat in that swirly just a little bit too long.
See if you can invite me now. Sorry, what act are you in?
It just keeps saying there is a problem sending the party invite. Oh, it won't let me actually invite you. I wonder if it's because I'm in this dungeon.
I'm not ready yet.
It seems silly if that's the case.
That shouldn't be a problem.
I need time.
I'll reload the game after I beat this Herald of Lilith.
Did you get an invite?
Yeah, but it's gonna transfer me to your world. Oh, there I go. Kick me out of my boss fight. That's okay though.
Meet me at the statue. I'm gonna switch this to veteran mode.
You not play on veteran mode?
Knights are willing to teach us a few tricks.
No, I normally do, but for some reason it was on tier 1.
Weird. Oh, you know, that might be why. If you were on T1 and I was trying to invite you.
Nah, it still should have put me on your world.
Hmm.
You should be able to teleport to me or teleport to the waypoint and run to me. My build for my druid is definitely very bad. Like, it's just something I've been doing, which is basically a companion build.
Like,
I don't know if it's supposed to get stronger later on, but...
So your build is basically that of someone who is playing with someone else?
Kinda.
Makes sense.
Just doesn't do a lot of damage. And everything I have is damage over time. Now that I notice that, I should probably start gearing for damage over time gear.
I mean, it would probably help.
Psst, you there. I need to talk to you.
Toss these in my stash. What did you say you were doing over there?
You just gotta come to the statue so we can
I need time to
pump
prepare
up the
that.
difficulty.
I don't think I'm able to, am I? I can only go...
Yep.
Oh, it's on an adventurer? Weird. I definitely was playing on veteran.
Alright, let's find some dungeons. There's one right outside town. We'll do that one.
Which one?
Have it marked on the map.
Do I have to, like, get a quest to go over there, or no?
No.
Okay, you run over there. I'm gonna go grab a quick drink, and I'll be right back.
I need to talk to you.
Alright.
Alrighty, sorry about that, guys. Got myself some Gatorade and some
Gatorade.
water of the ice variety.
Water sucks.
It really sucks.
You're drinking the wrong water.
No, I really need to drink some water because I'm feeling a little dehydrated. Even though I drank a buttload of orange juice. When I say a buttload, I mean like a McDonald's medium, which is actually a McDonald's small cup. I don't know how they get away with it, but on the cup it says S, small for X, Y, and Z, like sodas and stuff like that. And then they have medium or orange juice and like a couple other items. So they really kind of cheat you out of, you know, whatever you're getting just by putting two sizes on there. Last I checked, a small was a small and a medium was a medium. It's just trying to get away with.
To get their shit right forever.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really silly. Were you in the dungeon or outside the dungeon?
I'm inside the dungeon.
Okay, so I went outside the dungeon thinking that you were standing outside of it, but you were in it.
You silly little bitch.
Yeah. All right.
I need time.
Dude, I didn't have a chance to tell you, but I told everybody in the stream earlier while you were not here. I told them, I said I posted a YouTube short of my last Diablo playthrough, and it was basically, the part of the game didn't really matter to the story, but it was just a clip of me getting hauled on the wagon into the barn where the dude was trying to shove Lilith's blood petals in my mouth. And somebody roasted me in the comments section. They're like, this guy looks like Lester from GTA 5, and I'm like, do I look like Lester from GTA 5?
You certainly do.
No. I mean, there may be some similarities there. You know, I could at least admit a little bit to that, but my hairline is not that bad, and I may be a little heavy, but am I that heavy? I don't think so. Hashtag not Lester. Are you gonna play? I'm like already into the dungeon.
Yeah, I completely redid my build.
Oh, okay, so you're just making it work.
I figure shit out.
See, Gesture was on my side. He told me I don't look like Lester in the slightest. You've definitely got some solid endpoints there. Holy cow, these guys are really on me.
This is really confusing.
Time to
So I was editing some video. So I was just trying to come up with some different, YouTube content, like some shorts. And I flipped to your folder that I have of like saved VODs that you did when you were streaming on Twitch regularly. I forgot how much content you had on your channel.
Like what?
I'm pretty sure I have pretty much all of it.
What stuff do I have on my channel?
What's that?
What stuff did I have on my channel?
You had like Ninja Turtles 1 and 2 for NES. You had, obviously like Paper Mario 1 and 2. I think you might have had a little bit of Diablo content, but I mean, there's quite a bit of stuff on there. Mostly retro games that I found.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm gonna, over the next few weeks, spend some time editing it. The 1,000-Year Door slaps. Jester says that you need to finish that game because it's really good.
Yeah, I only got to the first boss, and some things came up, and I just never went back to it. But I really, really enjoyed the original Paper Mario on the N64. I think I've beaten it a handful of times.
Yeah,
It's always really fun to play.
I'm pretty certain that that was the last game that you played before you stopped streaming. Because you played every other game. I don't think you ever went back and finished Legend of Legaia, though.
No, I think it was like the final boss.
I know. And it sucks because I really want to post that stuff. But I can't. I feel like I can't because it would be incomplete if you don't go back and finish it. And the problem is you probably don't even have that save file anymore. So you'd have to start You have to start over anyway, in which case at that rate you might as well just
I just actually
redo it.
I actually just did a playthrough recently that would have been awesome on stream. It was how far can I make it without any gear or accessories.
Yeah, you told me that you were going to do that.
And I actually made it all the way to Geza in Soul Tower. Like, I actually beat Zane without any gear. I was, like, astounded. That game was hard as shit.
Well, when you play games like that, like, you should actually either stream it, and if you don't stream it, you should at least do the recording. Because then I can edit it into something.
Recording, yes. Streaming, no. My Starlink is, it's too variable.
Yeah, then you'd want to do it just a recording then. Jester says the only bad Paper Mario is Sticker Star.
Is that the new one on the Switch?
I don't think so. Jester, is that like a handheld, like a 3DS or something? I'm not familiar with Sticker Star. I know I've heard of it, but I'm not sure if it was like a GameCube or like a 3DS or something. It was just a regular DS. Yeah. See,
I tried to play the new one on the Switch and I couldn't get into it. It was just too different.
New one. I mean, I played a little bit into it, like maybe like an hour or two, and
that's about how long I played.
Like it's hard for me to get into stuff like that in general.
I'm not ready yet.
I've been kind of in a game funk where it's almost like, when you get depressed and you have all these things that you'd like to do, but you just don't feel like doing anything. Like, I kind of go through that when I go to think about playing different games. It's like, oh man, I really want to play this game. It's like, I don't feel like it. But that's been starting to subside quite a bit, over the last 6 months or 12 months. I think a lot of it just comes down to being dog-ass tired all the time because of my sleep apnea that I have. And now that my, my treatment is working, it's starting to feel more like myself again.
That's good, man. Sleep apnea is not fun.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people that don't have it don't realize how debilitating it really is.
Oh, dude, it's fucking awful. Studies shown that gamers are more likely to go with classics. Mario side scrolls will always do well. You add more to it, less likely people will buy it. You know, honestly, Jester, I've kind of felt for years that AAA titles, they don't have anything on classic titles. And I say that not because, you know, nothing bad against AAA titles today, but there was just something, like the mystique, the mystery, the challenge of a retro classic game. Like, yeah,
you know what I think it is? I think that so many people today, like, the world is just getting busier and busier. The economy is getting worse and worse. People are working longer hours to support their families. Even if they want a game, they just don't have the time they used to. And I feel like even though it's really cool that all these new video games take way, way longer to feed, you have all this progress that you save and everything, but it's like most normal people don't have time for that. But if you can sit down and play a Nintendo game and beat it in like 6 hours or 4 hours if you're good enough, you know what I mean? I think that's why the retro games appeal to people, because you can sit down and play it real quick, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely that aspect of it. I think you hit the nail on the head there with people are working more hours, but we're also older than we were as kids. So those of us who, grew up in the 90s and, played those retro games, we can appreciate the challenge that they bring, overcoming, stuff like that. But there's also the imagination part of it. Like, how often did you ever play like a Pokemon game in all of its like 8 bits of wonderful gameplay, which looking back on it now, it's like it's not the greatest gameplay, but how many times did you just fantasize like you were really there and like that's like you were in it? Like that was kind of part of the fun of old retro games that didn't have the best graphics. You got to kind of use your imagination while you played and really kind of get lost in it.
Yeah, it's like, what's that on the screen? I don't know. It looks like a floating bottle cap parrot with blue eyes. It's like you had no idea what you were looking at. It's just like you could only
you kind of gave it its own life by adding detail to it in your memory, like in your brain, that it didn't already have.
I have no freaking clue how to play this druid. He's already doing more damage than my other one.
Just hit buttons.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm not ready yet.
Oof. Ouch. Surprised Mitchell hasn't stopped in yet today. When I stream on Twitch, he usually will come in around this time and hang out for a little bit. He's probably busy.
Did he buy this game or no?
He said he wasn't going to. He said he would love to play it, but he's a full-time dad. His kid's getting to the age where he's into sports, and I think he's coaching like softball or like little league or something.
That's cool.
Yeah, so he's a pretty involved dad. So I'd say that it's not for lack of desire, but he probably will pick it up later in the winter when not as much is going on, I'm sure.
I'm not ready yet.
If I can say one thing about Mitchell, is he's a diehard Diablo lifer. Like, he'll always play Diablo games, but I don't necessarily think that he has to play the latest Diablo game to be to quench that thirst. I think for him, he'd be content forever. If he only had one Diablo game he could play, he would play Diablo 2 for the rest of his life.
I think he would really like this one. Probably not as much as 2, but I think he would like it.
See, I don't think he liked Diablo 3 as much.
I don't think anyone did.
I mean, I did, like, I liked it, but if it wasn't a Diablo game, it'd be fine. But because it's a Diablo game, I scrutinize it. I compare
I
it.
picked Diablo 3 up like once every 3 or 4 seasons. It had like 32 seasons before, and I don't even know if they're going to continue to do more seasons now that 4's out. But I basically every 2 or 3 years I pick up and play a new season. I will say that over time, Blizzard added like a massive amount of content to Diablo 3, and every season had its own little unique quirk that was only around for one season. So like that was the only part about Diablo 3 that I actually really liked, is how like every year when they would do a new season, you get to do something new that you wouldn't be able to do again. It was just for that year, that season.
Yeah, it was like a season exclusive type of thing. I remember when they started doing seasonal benefits like that, when they every season they'd rebalance and they would cater to they'd pick one set for each character, and that they'd buff it. Everything else would be balanced a little bit less, so that they really kind of created their own meta, which to some degree I'm not really super like all about that in a way, because like I don't like getting pigeonholed into a build I don't really want to play. But I did appreciate at least a little bit, like when I'm playing characters I wouldn't normally play, like to have kind of like a path, like okay, like this is the way to play this character right now, like this is one of the various ways. So and like the idea of rinse and repeat and try something different every time, yeah, sure, that's great. But for those people who want the option to just play what they know and play it the way they like to play it, I feel like it just kind of took away from choice in that regard, because if you played, like if you really like last season's setup, this season it might be so trash that it's not viable anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
it might make sense.
Season. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's why I really like Diablo 2, is because they didn't have to constantly rebalance items. They balance it like one time, and unless something was like super game breaking, like it was what it was, and too bad if you didn't like it.
I think that they were actually they were in the right direction more when the game first released, when it was normal, nightmare, hell, and inferno. That was like the very first patch when the game released, and I don't remember if everybody still had their own loot. I don't think they did, and if they did, it was still like, it felt more like Diablo 2. Like when the game came out, I thought it was much better. Like my first memory of Diablo 3, like getting to Inferno mode, I found a wind force, right? And this wind force, I could tell, rolled extremely high. And I went into the auction house, because that was also something that was in the game when it first released. I think it was only around for 2 patches, and then they closed it down permanently. But I found a wind force much lower than mine, and it was like stupid expensive. So I put mine in for an ungodly amount, and someone bought it. And I geared my whole first character through the first patch off that one wind force.
I remember that. Jester says, I have a level 58 rogue. When you guys are around there, I'd love to party up sometimes. I already didn't hear response earlier.
I have a level 62 rogue and a level 60 barbarian.
Yeah, Jester, if you wanna hit up my brother, you're in my Discord. Head over, look for Boebe, Boebe. That's my bro. He'll party up with you. We'll play anytime. He's DTP. He's down to play. What response did you not hear? Was it about the Mario side scroller thing, or was it something else? I think Diablo 3, when it launched,
Was much better.
was much better. Yep. I think there are some like quality of life things that they added that I think are kind of like must-haves for the game. Like, I really do like the adventure mode option, but I think that there's a lot that they did to the game that really set it apart and really kind of made it its own thing, as opposed to really sticking to that formula that works.
I is in a new dungeon.
Pairing up offline. I don't see that comment. Are you talking about the rogue? The rogue comment? Just gonna teleport. All right. I don't see your portal. Did you just go to town? Where are you?
I am in the dungeon. You should see my portal.
I'm at Margrove Waypoint, and there's no portal for you. Do I need to go to the main hub?
You can just run right to the dungeon if you're at the waypoint. It's literally like 5 steps. It's pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. So Jester, in my Discord, look for Boebe, Boebe. My bro will play anytime. He's DTP with Diablo right now.
He's unemployed right now, so he has all the time to play.
If you see me, shoot me a message if you're playing. If I have the ability to play and link up, I will. If I don't, which is a lot of the times, unfortunately, I'll just have to try another time. I just stay pretty tied up with work and with my son that I don't even get to play a lot when I'm not streaming, to be honest. You can ask my brother. He tries to hit me up all the time and doesn't always work out. But yeah, anytime I get an opportunity to play with friends, I definitely try to take it. Are we in the dungeon right now?
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
So yeah, what I was gonna say, like, final thing about Diablo 3, like, obviously I think it was much better when the game first released. I think when they first came out with Greater Rifts, the concept was cool and it was new, but over time I realized it's far less fun to find like hundreds of legendaries every fucking Greater Rift, sift through them like they're a bunch of rusty pennies until you find a very minute upgrade, like maybe a little bit better of a set or legendary than the one you have, and then maybe you can do like 1 tier higher Greater Rift. Like that kind of end game where you're just endlessly grinding for very, very, very little reward to try to push yourself a little bit harder. To me, that's not appealing.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's basically like it's like an endless grind. And the other part that I don't like is it takes you out of the world. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, the maps that are there are all based off maps that are in the game, but rather than actually going to different quest areas in different places and grinding out, just, you know, like in Diablo 2 you had zones, and you knew that if you're magic finding, you'd go to certain zones if you're looking for certain items. In that game, you just endlessly run rifts, which is boring. You don't get intimately familiar with the maps. You don't grow a bond with the game because you don't have a bond to the map. So
yeah, every time you do a rift, it's completely randomized in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah. Not my favorite way to play. I did enjoy it for a while, you know, but then I realized that I'm not really playing Diablo. I'm just endlessly grinding for no
I actually
purpose.
liked it a lot better as a console game. Like, it was really fun couch co-op game to just sit down and mess around with. Though only being able to do one inventory at a time, that was like very awful, and I'm glad that they fixed that with Diablo 4.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Diablo 3 walked so Diablo 4 could run. You know, I think that there's a lot of stuff that they got right with Diablo 4 for console that they were just struggling with on Diablo 3. And to be really fair, you know, it was kind of their first foray into console gaming. Yeah, sure, that they had tried to port, you know, the original Diablo to PlayStation, and I think maybe in 64 back in the day, but it wasn't like a super wonderful experience, and I think they really just did it to do it. But with Diablo 3, they really had to make it work if they wanted to sell it, because it wasn't like that you only had 100 titles for the console like in old generations. Now you have thousands of titles per console, and if you want to be competitive and you want people to turn off Call of Duty and play your game, you got to get it right. And I think that Diablo 3 did get a lot right in that regard. I thought it was a pretty fun experience on a console. It felt very natural. Honestly, it felt like they built it for console and then ported it to PC. But Diablo 4 blends it very, very well. Marty Arts, what's going on, buddy? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Welcome to the stream. You are my second Kick viewer to comment on my stream. You know, I think that Diablo 4 really picked up the ball where they left off and said, okay, what worked well, what didn't, what can we improve on? And I think that they really knocked it out of the park. I think that blending the ability to play it on a controller on a PC, play it with a keyboard and mouse, you know, it really lent a lot to choice for the player, and I really do appreciate it when they do that. Where am I from?
Come to visit.
I'm from Maine. I'm up in New England.
No need to worry.
I'm also from Maine, but I currently travel full-time out of the fifth wheel, and I'm traveling across America. Right now I'm in California.
The wargs like you, my friend.
Jester, you'll be 30 soon? Welcome to the over 30 club.
Think on that.
My brother and I are both over 30. Depending on if my brother has his facial hair or not, you can sit us in a room and ask and try to guess who's older, and most people are gonna think he is, but it's actually me. You remember being able to stay up like past 10 o'clock? Because I don't.
Dude, even me, like, right, like, I've been going to bed at like 10 o'clock every night, and then I'll wake up at like 8 in the morning. Like, I remember when we were younger, dude, we used to stay up till like 3, 4 in the morning, and then
go
we'd
to
sleep
school
until like 2 in the afternoon.
And yeah, and then sometimes like we'd stay up till like 2 in the morning and then go to school at 7 the next day and be dog ass tired, but we'd still be fine.
Dude, I remember the nights we used to play like Warcraft 3 matches like until like 2 in the morning, and then I'd be like falling asleep on my textbook in Mr. Dudley's class in history.
Yeah, I didn't fall. That's not true. I would lay my head down on my desk at school at different times. I would pick the class because I knew what teachers I could get away with it on. What's her name? I can't think of her name. She came in and replaced Mr. Young. She was like an 8th grade homeroom teacher.
Mrs. Richardson?
No. Can't think of her name. I think she ended up leaving the school system and going to a different town. But anyway, she seen my head down on the desk, and of course she'd always, you know, make comments, not just me, like, but to other people too, when they would their head down. She'd ask me questions, she'd try to stump me, and I would be awake, you know, I was just being comfortable. in cool, calm, collected. And then I would answer the questions right. So she, you know,
That's like, that always pisses teachers off when they can tell a student is being lazy or,
yeah,
you know, just acting like they're not paying attention, and then they just friggin' school you. I'm in the next dungeon. You can teleport to me.
Marty Arts. I'm from New England in Maine. You're in bed by 9 watching one episode of something and then you're done. I bet you find
That's
yourself not making it through the whole episode oftentimes too. See, if I was a smart guy, I would go to sleep right around 9:30, 10 o'clock. But I am not smart. I make bad choices and I stay up for half the night. So I tend to be pretty tired. You from the States too? Cool, man.
You can teleport to me. I'm in the.
By the way, is that me in my profile? Are you talking about the avatar with the sunglasses?
I'm not ready yet.
If you're talking about the avatar from my Kick profile, yeah, that's me.
Need something for it? You can take what's left.
I don't know what's better in this game. Low level requirement legendaries or high level requirement rares.
It took me a while to figure it out. I could probably help you because the gear in this game is a little complicated.
Yeah, I would say at least a little bit complicated.
Nicely.
If you have a legendary that adds a really, really good effect that like makes or breaks your build, you might want to hang on to it, but there's always going to be the time where it needs to be replaced. If we're talking about weapons specifically, the damage on the weapon means more than any other stat or
like,
legendary affix.
What would make more sense for like a legendary pants or a rare pants?
So it depends on a few things. Do either of those pants have a skill boost that you need?
I need time to prepare that.
Like 1 rank plus 1 rank to lightning storm or fireball, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because those are basically the best stats for our kind of characters. Are you're looking for plus to skills, and then you're looking for, probably for you, plus to intelligence, and then whatever elemental damage you are, you're probably looking at that. So like if a lot of your spells are lightning damage, you're probably looking for like plus to lightning damage.
Makes sense.
But mostly the gear is actually put into categories, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. So like your gloves, rings, and your weapons are all kind of part of the same tier. You can get a lot of damage dealing affixes on those and skill boosts and stuff. Whereas your boots, mostly your pants and your helmet are kind of more of your, and your chest are kind of more of your defensive items, but you can roll damage on them from time to time. Like I have a chest armor on right now that adds percent to lightning damage.
Marty Arts says, what's my favorite game? That's a tough question. Halo, what game is my favorite game? If somebody asked you what my favorite game is.
Mega Man.
Mega Man? But is it my favorite game? Mega Man's probably one of my favorite characters in a game. But is it my favorite game? I would say it's probably one of my favorite 8-bit games, but I don't even play it that much. Honestly, I think I'd pick up Super Mario Brothers 3 before I pick up Mega Man, depending on how long I haven't played either one of them. to determine which one I would rather play, but I would say it's a toss-up, really. I mean, as far as retro games go, if I'm just shooting it and I want to play a game, I'm more likely to play Super Mario Brothers 3, but I think my favorite game is probably Mega Man 2, if I really had to quantify it.
I'm just waiting for you in the beginning of the dungeon.
Yeah, I'm just tossing some of the gear that I was wearing into my stash so that I have an empty...
You don't really play video games anymore, but I guess if you were going to play a video game, it'd probably either be Diablo or World of Warcraft, probably.
Yeah, if I'm just casually hopping into like a more recent game. How old am I? I'm in my mid-30s. What am I, 35? Probably 35. I'm an old guy. Oh, can't do.
What I find funny is you don't seem to have half the medical problems that I do, though. And I'm like 4 years younger than you.
What do I do for a living? I'm a professional shit poster on Twitter. In all seriousness, I do security. Probably should actually drink my consumables instead of making new ones. Marty Arts, what do you do for a living? What's your passion? What do you do? Oh, these guys hit hard.
I need time to prepare.
It shouldn't really be hitting any harder than the other dungeons.
Well, just like that guy that you're fighting right now, the elite.
Yeah, Diablo IV has had a lot of stuff, a lot of heat as of recent, and I think it's because everybody's like no-lifing it. They're just grinding it into the ground. Like, it's only been out for like 2.5, 3 weeks now, and people are like, I've done everything there is to do. What a waste of money on this game. Like, you know what I mean? But like, people just want instant gratification. Like,
well, yeah, especially if they've got through the majority of the game.
There's so much to do, like, that Blizzard is going to implement, because like right now I know the biggest concern with this game is that it doesn't really have any kind of end game content. You just hit level 100 and then you're just really strong, and at that point there's really not much else to do other than PvP.
Right.
But you know that over the next year they're going to be putting tons of patches in, a lot of end game content. They're going to be adding things left and right. So it's like, the fact that people are playing a game that's only been out 2 weeks and they expect everything from it, you know what I mean? I think that's kind of crazy.
Well, I think I understand your point. 1 second. Marty says he joined a company as an artist. He makes websites and graphics for people. That's cool, man.
That's pretty cool.
I'm a graphic artist too, so I do a lot of that stuff on like Fiverr.
You freelance mostly?
Yeah, I mostly do like freelance Fiverr stuff. All of the graphics that I have, I've made, and I've made a lot of graphics for other streamers too. It's a lot of fun. I like being creative and kind of seeing somebody's brand through my eyes and how I see what works for them and what would look good for them. It's just the whole creative part for me is really kind of like cathartic. You know, it's really enjoyable and relaxing. I don't know, dude. As far as like, to your point that you made about people's expectations of a video game right after release, it kind of goes back to what we discussed before, right? Like, retro games used to release and you got what you got, right? Like, that's how retro games work. And then as advances in technology and internet speed and all that fun stuff kind of came into play, that a game is what it is after release and take it or leave it type of mentality kind of went out the window. And everybody got really comfortable with companies releasing a game without being completed. And oftentimes games, a lot of companies got really comfortable selling you an incomplete game and making you buy DLC content to get the rest of it. So for as far as I'm concerned, there's two schools of thought. There's a living game that, like World of Warcraft or something, that evolves over time and they add more to a complete game to give players more over time. I think that's perfectly reasonable. And I think that for any game that's like that, and I think Diablo 4 is looking like that type of a game, I think it's perfectly reasonable to allow a company ample time to let the game kind of play out and evolve with the player base, see what works, what doesn't, and kind of make the tweaks as you need to. Like, I think that's perfectly reasonable. But there's a lot of players out there who just want a game to be completed, done, ready to play, don't need to wait for anything. I totally get that mindset too, because that's how retro games used to be. I guess it's really just down to
my
personal
point, though,
preference.
is like those same people who are raising the issue, oh, there's nothing else to do, I'm already level 100. It's like, dude, I've been playing pretty much nonstop since release, and I'm only level 60 like 3.
Right.
So and I can tell you personally, dude, that once you hit level 50, the experience slows significantly. Like, it took me longer to get 50 through 60 than 1 through 50. And that's not an exaggeration.
Well, I mean,
so I can only imagine
how it should be, though. Like, it should, the difficulty and the leveling should scale, because when you're a low level, it kind of think of it like a slot machine. You hook the player by giving them a lot of upgrades and bonuses early on, and they come hard and fast. And as you progress through the game, when you're like in it, like you're kind of like sunk right in, having it be a little bit more grindy, make the player work for it a little bit more, so that the upgrades feel more like a reward for really getting into it. I can kind of see why they would do that.
And like, these are the same people that are raising this issue. Like, if you're level 100 already, you've clearly been exploiting the game. Like, everybody knows that since the game came out 3 weeks ago, people have found a ton of exploits, which is why they don't do seasons right off the bat, because Blizzard wants the whole world, not just beta testers, but the whole world, to play their game for a couple months so they can find all the bugs, or at least a large number of them, and fix them before the first season starts.
Right. Marty says, as you say, you're also an artist and you help other streamers, so I can help you. Do you want to see my other works? Marty, I certainly appreciate the hustle, buddy. You know, I appreciate the offer. You're welcome to critique my work if you like, but as far as graphics on my channel go, you know, if you wanna make free designs like emotes and stuff as a gift, you're more than welcome to drop them in my Discord. But in terms of like me buying, you know, art to use on my channel, as an artist myself, it kind of goes against my, you know, my mentality on my own artwork. If my own artwork isn't good enough for me to use, then I have no business making and or selling it for others. So I have to politely decline anything for like purchasing. But if you have anything you want to make as a gift, I'm all for gifts. You know, like I'd consider it like fan art. You know, if you want to make something, that's cool. I'm all for that. If I like it, I'll use it. If I don't like it, you know, politely not use it. Hope I'm being fair and honest. Dude, these dungeons are gnarly. They really went like hardcore with the darkness vibes. I feel like everybody gave them such a hard time about Diablo 3 and how like cutesy, cartoony it was. So they're like, oh yeah, you don't like it too cartoony for you? Well, let's make it dark.
Dude, this game is darker than Diablo 2. Like, it's really
actually
dark.
it rivals the darkness level, I think, in Diablo 1. I think
agree.
that's where the inspiration kind of stems from.
I mean, even the gold piles on the ground, if you notice, when you look at gold drop on the ground, it looks exactly like in Diablo 1.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can tell they definitely took a lot of stuff from Diablo 1 and put it in here.
No, I definitely think that's what they did. Mr. Hollywood, what's going on, buddy? Welcome back.
Woo woo.
Woot woot. Halo X260's on, hanging out. Sorry you got distracted doing house stuff. No, that's okay, buddy. I certainly appreciate the raid. I think we got 6 or 7 lurkers still hanging out. I think everybody else moved on, and that's okay.
I'm not ready yet.
How was your salad? Did you end up eating salad, or did you go with something else?
I need time to prepare.
Ouch. Oh, I have two available skill points. What am I doing?
Yeah, I've actually been getting pretty good experience. Not bad.
After freeze expires, enemies explode for 25% of the damage you dealt them while frozen. Neat. Or your frost skills have a 10% chance to make your next cast of ice shards, frozen orb, or blizzard consume no mana and deal 40% increased damage. So 10% I can get 40% increased damage. Or after freeze expires, enemies explode for 25% of the damage you dealt to them while frozen every time. That seems like the way to go. And if it's not, then I can refund it and try a different one. Bunch of junk I picked up. This just blows me away how many rare jewelry pieces you get.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Alright, so we teleport out of this dungeon and go somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm just checking all the gear that I just got. I'm trying to see if I personally have any upgrades. I don't really think I do.
Still don't know most of the best in slot rolls on your gear yet. Yeah, dude, I don't either. Like, they really did a lot of changing and really complicated the gear stuff with this game. And you know,
The thing is, though, once you play it enough, you start to realize. If anybody has questions, they can ask me, because I pretty much have my gear unlocked. Like, I kind of understand.
Yeah.
What makes gear better than what you're wearing.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of opportunity here. I think as we get more comfortable with the new stuff regarding how gear works, but it's just gonna take some time getting used to it. similar to how D3 on only certain things fall in specific spots. Wow. Need to give it time to learn which ones. Yeah, and that's what
To
the
make
thing
it
about
really basic for anybody that's watching, what I find to like really dumb it down to give you kind of like an easier way to kind of conceptualize it is weapon damage is the most important thing when it comes to your overall damage. But I think everybody knows that. I would say the second most important thing is probably core skill damage, because that magnifies off your weapon damage. So like that, if you're looking for gear upgrades to make your skills do more damage, at least your core skill, probably want to stack a lot of core skill damage when you can. And then lastly, I would say the subcategory to increase your damage would be the rest of it, like distance, closeness, overpower, elemental damage. I kind of bracket those all together that work off of core and weapon damage. And at that point, it just depends. Like, for me personally, the build I'm using right now, I'm using Landslide, which only hits things directly in front of me. So obviously, I want to try to stack damage to enemies when they're close. Whereas if, like, you're a sorceress, you're looking for stats on your gear that give you more damage to distant enemies, right?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, especially if you're not like the kind of like a melee source or something like that. If that even exists.
That probably does. And then your overall stats, I was trying to figure out how important they were. They are kind of important, but to be honest, they are nowhere near as important as weapon damage and core skill damage.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I mean, it makes sense.
And you can always tell if something is better, because when you equip it, you can go down and look at your skill and watch the numbers change. And if you equip something and the numbers go up, it's not 100% because there's a lot of little things that won't reflect in there, but it'll give you a general idea of if it's increasing the strength of the skill by equipping a certain piece of armor.
No, that makes sense.
But there's a lot of stuff in this game that just really break the game because it's so crazy. Like, certain legendaries have really, really good affixes that completely change builds, and it's almost more important to keep them and sacrifice damage so you have more utility from the skill because the legendary is so good.
Yeah, I just need to find, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking amulet, jewelry. I need to find some legendaries, and then boots and gloves. Although my gloves offer 2 to Frozen Orb and 2 to Ice Shards, which is kind of nice. I don't use Frozen Orb right now, but I could. And
do you use Ice Shard?
I do use Ice Shards, so the extra 2 there is really clutch. And then the other one, the boots, offer 1 to teleport and 1 to Frost Nova, so those are like my utilities. And they're not really ones that you need a lot of skill in, but the fact that they're there, I mean, that certainly helps quite a bit. I'm using Frost Nova, kind of like just to freeze them for a few seconds, but I'm not using teleport at all right now. It's not valuable enough as a skill.
What's your main ability that you do? Like, what's your core?
Well, I'm using Ice Shards, and I'm using Frostbolt to kind of refill my mana, and I might not even need to do that, but it does refill my mana quite quickly, so that's why I'm using
Ice
it.
Shard the core skill?
Let's find out. I don't know them by heart, so I'll just go back to it. So Frostbolt is my basic, and Ice Shards is my core. I have 7 out of 5 skill points because you can only plug it 5 times, but my items contribute 2 more to that.
Most people, their core skill is their main skill that they deal damage with. Obviously, that's why it's called core.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the one that hits the hardest out of everything I have. And then I use Blizzard, but I could get rid of Blizzard and try Frozen Orb for a while. I could try that, but
so for you, like, your gear, is Ice Shard a distance or is it a close?
it's a distance.
So I would say gear that you should, like stats you should be looking for on gear, based off what I'm hearing, is high weapon damage, addition to core skill damage. That's a big one. So again, those are your two main ones. And then I would probably finish with trying to find gear that gives you damage to distant enemies. Those should be like your main three things that you're looking for on gear, with additions to ice shards. If you see any gear that gives like +1 or +2 to ice shards, you definitely want those.
Yeah, that's what I've been pretty much looking for.
It just takes a minute to understand all the stats and figure out like what do you actually need, like what's a priority, you know.
Yeah, I like running Blizzard because it's a Blizzard is a mastery skill, whereas if I were to, instead of using Blizzard, if I went to Frozen Orb, that's a core skill, and I'm using Ice Shards as my core skill. So could I use both? Sure, but I don't know. I can cast Blizzard anywhere on the screen as long as I put my cursor there.
Yeah,
You're
you
running
definitely
tier
don't.
2? Yeah,
I don't
we're in
think
veteran mode.
I don't think it's a smart idea to run multiple core skills, because it's just not, like, those skills could be used to power up a single core skill. And instead you're using an extra 5 points to have two different core skills that you might be able to use different on different situations. But
yeah, and I kind of felt
definitely don't
like
think it's good.
I kind of felt like Blizzard keeps them frozen a little bit longer. I mean, don't get me wrong, Frozen Orb is great, you know, but it just wasn't getting the damage out of it that I really felt like Blizzard offered me right out of the gate. So, you know, Blizzard just seemed like the go-to.
I think for shits and giggles, if you want to, it's totally up to you. I think you should try Firewall out, because right now that kind of is the meta. Like, Firewall Source does the most raw damage.
Yeah, I mean,
so if you,
sure,
if
but
you
I'd
wanna
have to
mess around.
completely get new gear that adds to fire skills instead of like ice shards. So it, to me, it would take away from my damage overall, because my gear is more tuned to what I'm doing.
just keep an eye open for like fire damage, core skill damage, and
Yeah.
plus the firewall gear, and stash it whenever you find it.
See, Jester thinks ice works better overall, and I started with fire, and ice was a better damage dealer early on, so you know, it just seemed like a better fit. That's why I transitioned over. It also didn't hurt that I found, you know, the ice shards gear. Wow, these guys, they need to group up. What you eat for breakfast this morning?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't eat. I eat once a day. I 24-hour fast.
Dude, are you insane?
It's very healthy, and it keeps the weight off me.
Well, yeah, because you starve yourself for 24 hours.
It is healthy though. It's one of those things, like, you know, everybody tries to look at bad diets. Everybody's trying to do research. What can I do to lose weight? And like, there's so much things in today's world when you Google something like, is this healthy? And you'll have different doctors conflicting over it and stuff. It's always kind of hard to tell who to believe, but if anybody researches fasting, there are massive medical benefits to fasting. One of them being it can prevent diabetes by giving you stronger blood glucose regulation.
Well, yeah, I mean, most people only fast for what, like 16 hours, 12, 16 hours?
A normal fast is, yeah, like a 16-hour fast. They basically skip breakfast and they start eating at noon. You know, so it's basically a 16-hour fast. But the thing of it is, like, most of your fasting is actually done when you're sleeping, right? Like, you sleep 8 to 10 hours, that's most of your fasting window. You wake up, sure, you're hungry, but if you just ignore it for a few hours, then you're at 16 hours.
Yeah.
But
see, I sleep probably 5 or 6 hours a night, so I do not sleep 8 hours. 8 hours.
I do find. What's that?
I said 8 hours would be magical, but it's just not something that that I have an option to do oftentimes.
Especially once you have a kid, it definitely changes.
Very hard, yes, because by
I
the
feel like
time
it's only like that when you have a toddler, right? Like I feel like once your kid starts to be like 6 or 7 and is starting to sleep a more normal schedule and can like entertain themselves when they wake up, like maybe go watch TV, it gives you some time to sleep in, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, just, I mean, it is a balance, but, you know, when I get home and we have dinner as a family, and then 9 times out of 10, Grayson gets a bath, and then we stay up for a little while longer, and, you know, he just gets out whatever little bit of energy he's got left in him. He'll play, or we'll read a story, brush teeth, and he goes to bed. You know, by that point it's 7:30, quarter to 8, 8 o'clock, somewhere in there, and I just, you know, want to relax, I want to unwind, I want to watch TV, you know, whatever the case is. So for me, I don't go to bed until like 11 o'clock. Sometimes 10:30. Really depends on how tired I get. So, and then I'm up at 5. Go to work.
Some people don't require 8 hours too. You can change, like going back to the fasting thing, like when people start fasting, they're used to eating 3 square meals. So when they first start fasting, they're super friggin' hungry.
Yeah.
Like all they can think about is food because that's how their body's been trained. But it's like, just like sleep and anything else, like the body is very adaptable. That's like one cool thing about the human body, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you start to do something, your body can change depending on the routines that it's used to. So like for me, I don't even really get hungry until about 1, 2 o'clock p.m. And then I'm like a little bit hungry until 5. But
Well, yeah,
it's
I mean,
like,
your body regulates, you know, it gets used to its patterns and its schedule.
and people are like, oh, you're starving yourself, that's going to make you retain weight. It's like, no.
No, so
Your body has fat stores for a reason.
What it
and
does
what
is
it's
it
doing
makes
is
your
it's
body
burning
think
that.
you're in starvation mode. So it, after a while, you know, you will lose weight and it won't store everything. As long as you're on your diet, you'll be great. The second you stop that diet and just go back to eating regular meals, your body will store all of that, because what you've done to your body is train it to use that fat over time. So when you eat more, it just hangs onto you, because your body is holding onto it to use it later, not realizing that you've changed up how you're treating it. So that's when people say that you're going to lose weight. That's what they mean.
To it, you know?
What's that?
Like once you figure out the science behind it, it's not rocket science of how your body functions. Like it's got to get its energy from somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So it taps into the stored energy, the fat that you have in your gut.
Well, yeah. While you're on the diet, sure. But when you quit your diet, because a lot of people don't stick to a diet for a long time. I mean, you know, you're just as guilty with that as anybody, because you'll go through a diet fad and then you'll stop, and then you go back on the wagon and you stop. You know,
That's why I like fasting, because it's not a type of eating, it's a way of eating. So it's like I still eat whatever the hell I want to eat, but because I'm fasting, that's keeping the weight off. So it's like I could legitimately eat pretty much whatever I want, because I only eat once a day, as long as I don't eat like 3,000 calories. And I would challenge someone to sit down and eat 2,000 calories. It's not easy. So being only able to eat once a day, I'm probably only getting like 16,
you said eating
1700.
2,000 calories in one sitting is not easy? Yes, it is.
It really isn't, in my opinion. Depending on what you're eating. Obviously, if you're eating like a block of cheese, it might be easier to do that. But
You order a loaded Chipotle burrito and chips, and you're there.
nah, like a loaded Chipotle burrito to the max is like 1,200 calories. And maybe chips on top of it's like maybe 1,600. But like, if you eat a whole Chipotle maxed out burrito and chips in one sitting, you're gonna feel disgusting and you're gonna feel really full. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm
And
at
if
the
you've been
point right now
fasting
for
all day,
me.
you probably won't gain weight.
I'm at the point right now for me. If I order a Chipotle bowl and wrap my own burrito out of it so that I can, you know, I usually like to mix it so that it's not just one flavor in one place, because that happens a lot. If I mix it up, I can eat, you know, 3/4, 5/8 of one burrito. And then I'm usually dumping the rest of it. Woot says he can eat 2,000 calories with hot dogs alone. That I believe.
Woo, that's like, dude, that's like a whole package of hot dogs. You tell me you could sit down and eat like 7 hot dogs?
I mean, why not?
7 or 8. That's a lot, man. I'd be so full.
Jester
My
says
point is, it's... What did Jester say?
He says, I don't know how you guys feel about Pikmin, but 1 and 2 just launched on Switch today. Honestly, Jester never played Pikmin.
Me and my girlfriend love Pikmin. We love to play
Hollywood
that
says
together. That's a
Costco
good
hot
game
dog.
to play with.
A single Costco hot dog, 580 calories. So that's 4 hot dogs dressed.
That's a lot, though, man. I would be so full after that. And again, if you're only eating once a day.
I could eat 4 or 5 hot dogs just in one sitting.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to be able to. I don't know if I still can. Sweet.
The other thing, too, is when you're fasting all the time, your stomach shrinks because it's not used to being stretched constantly. So another thing you'll notice when you start to fast, you'll just start eating less.
Oh, I'm sure, you know, this, like I said, I can't finish the whole Chipotle burrito right now. So I can say that, yeah, that's true. You will eat less.
If I go out at a restaurant, let's say, like, for instance, let's say I fasted all day. I have like a 1 hour eating window. And then I go out to a restaurant. I get a big ass burger, fries, and a Sprite. That's probably like 14 or 1,500 calories right there.
You're talking about Five Guys?
I'm talking about really anything. Like, you go out to a restaurant and get like some wings, a burger, and fries. There's no way you're over 2,000 calories.
You go to any restaurant
won't.
right now and order a regular meal and an appetizer, you're at 1,800 calories with a drink.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's still under. You're still losing weight at that rate.
That's if you
Not
only
only
eat
from
once in a day.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I do it. That's why I do it. And honestly, bro, sometimes I only eat 1,500 calories in a day. Like the other day, I didn't eat all day, and then
I mean, if it works for you, honestly, like, good. But a long-term benefits, I think you're gonna be hard pressed to find like something like that to be sustainable long term. Because maybe for you guys where you're traveling a lot, maybe it's easier to not eat through the day because you're distracted by stuff you do. But you get a regular 9-to-5 job and you're at a desk, you know, you're gonna start noticing, you know, mostly I think out of boredom and just free thoughts, that, oh, like, I haven't eaten in a while, maybe I'll hit that candy machine up that was right there. You know, like, it's not sustainable. Like, by the time you get to a lunch period in a day, you're gonna be jonesing for a burger or a sandwich or something, bag of chips. It's gonna hit you. Right now, I think your lifestyle is to the point where it works. But I think as you get older and, you know, you're not gonna be traveling like this forever, you know, you're gonna get to a point where this diet's no longer gonna be sustainable, and you're gonna have to figure out how to eat lesser portions or healthier food options, make those healthier choices a little bit throughout the day, rather than, you know, like you said, going to a restaurant eating 16 to 1,800 calories and that's all you eat in a day.
I've been doing it for years, man. I was doing this even when I lived back in Lewiston.
Well, yeah, I mean, you did it off and on and it worked well for you for a time, but you can't sit there and tell me that as soon as you finished you know, being on your diet, that it was sustainable afterwards. You put all that weight back on right after. And that's,
I mean,
that's,
don't get me wrong,
that's the point of it.
I've had periods where I don't fast, but those are few and far between. Like if I'm on vacation, I'm gonna do whatever I want. If I'm visiting family, I'm gonna do whatever I want. If I'm out to maybe like a function or an event, I'm gonna do what I want. If I go to a concert.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is that's the thing about the lifestyle dieting that you're doing is it's not sustainable. Like you say, when you go do other things like that, you do what you want and you throw your diet out the window. But you can understand and appreciate that every time you do that, you put weight on rapidly because your body takes everything that you ate when you just did what you want and it throws it right in the storages because that's what it's used to doing all the time.
Oh yeah, no doubt, 100%.
So you put your weight on and then you have to go through another period of time to lose it. So like I said, it's not sustainable unless you live that lifestyle. Like that, what you're doing is a lifestyle change. It's not necessarily eating healthier. It's just constantly shocking your system.
Like it's a way of eating. It's not what you're eating. It's a way of eating.
Yeah, it's just a lifestyle change. That's really all it is. It's just.
But I've always found it to be, for me, a lot easier to fast and lose weight or maintain weight than try to eat healthy. And I do try to eat healthy. Like sometimes me and Jazz will cook like Brussels sprouts and asparagus and chicken and steak, and we'll eat a really healthy meal. Or like I eat pretty much like sometimes when I do eat, I'll eat like whole grain toast and stuff like that. So
like Dave's bread.
Like I do eat. Yeah. So it's
Dave's
like I
bread
do
is
eat
awesome.
healthy. It is. It's very healthy for you. Very good.
That's what we get. We have Dave's bread at home.
Dave's bread is very good for you.
I like it.
Got the seeds and the omegas and everything. That's what I'm talking about. That's awesome.
Remember when I was talking before that I wanted to get the boots? I found some legendary boots in there.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice.
It tanks my options, like having the extra skills on it. Kind of sucks that I don't have them.
I will BRB if you want to go look for our next dungeon. It can be any dungeon. You just need to pick one.
Yeah, I'm just going through my my stuff in my stash so I can free up some space. We don't actually have Costco around here, so we're not super familiar with like the great food Costco has to offer. So our closest thing is a Sam's Club, and I honestly have never eaten there. We have gas station hot dogs. That's what we got. Oh, do I have 2 sets of unique pants that are identical? That's cool. Well, I'm gonna go shred those. you're a hardcore completionist, so you're running around doing all the side quests right now. If I'm not mistaken, Jester, I think that the those side quests reset daily and weekly. Could be wrong. I should turn on advanced tooltips. It shows you roll numbers. Let's see. Uh-huh. Good to know. Yeah, that's much better. Why don't they have that on by default? Yeah, that should be default. And, you know, honestly, Wood, I think the developers really wanted to dumb it down so that anybody can just pick it up and play it. But I was looking for why this wasn't there. I guess I didn't look hard enough. Let's see, don't need ice armor boots. Rid of that junk. I don't know at what point that collecting stuff just for the sheer purpose of scrapping it is no longer worth doing. I mean, I've only got 21 veiled crystals. I can't imagine that collecting stuff is a bad thing. I'm almost full of legendaries. That's pretty cool.
Come back if you need work.
Let's see. Is it me, or does it feel like the strength, intelligence, willpower, and dexterity stats just are pointless to care about? Obviously, Diablo 2 is really big on needing to manage these, you know, to kind of keep your build, you know, working. They matter later. Yeah, because right now it just seems like they don't matter at all. Like, you don't have to tweak them, you don't put anything in them. They just grow as you level, and you have no say in what you pump. Now, obviously, depending on your build, most builds are gonna be pretty much the same for each character. So if I remember correctly, Diablo 2, most of the time we just pump life and the main stat, if there was one for your character, you know, and just enough strength to carry your gear, and then you pump life. So I guess to some degree it was, you know, pointless back then to have to manage it. I don't know. Do you like having the choice to manage it? 'Cause I do. I like having the option to front load it here or there. I think that in the guise of simplicity, I can understand why they take that away, because they don't want you to feel, you know, encumbered by having to make all these choices about your character, like Path of Exile. You know, I can understand how it would deter some players from wanting to play a game that makes you really tweak and tune your character. You said it has to do with glyphs later? Glyphs can manage that? I'll have to see it when it comes out, or when I get to that point. Oh, it's level 50. Okay. Well, I'm level 35, so I think I get a little bit of time till I get there. But I look forward to those new mechanics to learn. It's kind of nice that they don't make you do it early on, so that you can kind of get used to the way the rest of the build works. I was telling my brother earlier, you know, make the game a little bit fast and heavy early on, where you get upgrades and rewards fast, so that you get hooked on the game and you're having fun early on, and then slow that progression down over time, and then start making it more challenging and more complicated later, so that you get little bits to enjoy and pick up on as you go. Keep it fresh, keep it interesting. I like that.
I need time to
Ouch, it froze me. Listen here, you little bastard. I don't know why my brother isn't moving his character. Maybe he got hauled away from his keyboard. He's also not talking to me on Discord anymore. Oh, I died. I wasn't paying attention. Are you there? Are you talking?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know why it said, it appears you've been by yourself for more than 3 minutes. The bandwidth patrol has asked me to disconnect you to save bandwidth. Stuff doesn't grow on trees.
I was having some technical difficulties.
Okay. I was wondering why you weren't talking. Okay, he said BRB. Yeah, I heard him say BRB, but I didn't realize that Discord times you out now. Used to be able to be on for an extended period of time before they'd knock you down, but
They're just trying to save money, save bandwidth.
I can appreciate that. We like Discord. Discord keeps us connected. Can't fault them for that. As long as they're keeping Discord free, you know, can't really complain. And for all the subscriptions out there, go broke trying to stay connected to all these different services.
I remember back in the mid 2000s, Ventrilo was like the thing to use for like online chat, like audio.
Yep.
And then Discord rose up out of nowhere and just fucking ended them.
Yeah, I mean, Discord made it super easy to connect a community together, and that's really what Ventrilo lacked, I feel, you know?
Ventrilo was like basically audio AOL.
Yeah, in a way. I think that's maybe better.
Dude, I smoked some pork belly yesterday
You did?
for like 4 or 5 hours, and it came out absolutely amazing.
Well, that sounds nice.
I missed smoking meat.
Yeah.
My
Puppy time.
my
All right,
smoker
we'll see you in a little bit, buddy.
my smoker broke in Virginia, and then it all of a sudden started working. So I was like, I'm gonna use it.
Well, you got to take better care of your things, Ron.
Yeah, it was just being jolted around in the bay in the campers. Same reason why my computer's is on its last leg. Somebody broke down at the dump station yesterday. What a shitty place, no pun intended, to break down.
Yeah. Drink my water.
It really stinks. What?
Jester's reminded me to drink some water. Cheers.
You need someone like Jester in your life to keep you hydrated because you can't fucking do it yourself. Cindy.
Man, I am so used to running dry. It's not even funny. I told you when I went to the ER years ago that when I was really feeling like crap, I was super dehydrated. They pumped 2.5 bags of saline into me.
That's pretty bad, Cindy.
Yeah, it was it's not healthy. But I mean,
I drink so much water, dude. I drink like 8 glasses a day.
well, you know how it is. We weren't brought up on drinking water. We were brought up on don't touch my Coke in the fridge. That's mine. You guys can have water or juice if you want it, and there was always juice. And I ended up forming an unhealthy addiction to iced tea. Hydrate.
Like
I can't say it without saying it in my old MTI's voice.
I'll tell you what, though, man. If you come out to California, you will be drinking water like nobody's business because it's so dry out here. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean,
you're
you
gonna
kind
notice.
of get forced into doing that.
When I came out here, I felt like a fish out of water. I was like, I can't breathe my water.
Yeah, I need to.
You know that
I need to get back
episode-
into drinking water. I used to drink water all the time when I was in deliveries for appliances, because I was outside all the time and it was hot in the summer, and I had no choice but to stay hydrated because I was sweating so much. Because lifting a big old refrigerator, man, it's no joke. You start sweating and then you get dried out, and you have to drink water.
You know the like second or third episode of OG SpongeBob when he goes to visit the tree dome for the first time?
Yeah.
And he's like crusting up and shit.
He's like, I need it.
That is not even remotely an exaggeration. When I came out here on the West Coast and down south, I was in a completely different climate than I grew up in. I legitimately felt like SpongeBob in Sandy's tree dome. I'm like coughing and hacking. What kind of place is this?
Well, you guys were supposed to leave already. How come you guys haven't left California?
We're leaving. We have one more week booked up, and then we're gonna head into Oregon, and we're gonna start traveling.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like you'll be having a lot more fun doing that, I think. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of perks about, traveling around the country and seeing all the things that, the world has to offer.
Yeah, we have Colorado booked in a few months, so.
Oh, here's my question for you, and maybe this is the first time you've thought of it. Maybe nobody's suggested it. What's stopping you guys from, after you guys see all 50 states? What's stopping you guys from, say, selling all your camper and stuff, and traveling to like Europe or whatever, and traveling around all there is to see out there. You like buy camper and do the same thing.
That's kind of the plan.
Is it?
Kind of what we've already planned. Yeah.
I mean, while you have the ability to, you might as well do it for as long as you can, right?
Yeah, we got about half the country done. We just got to visit the mid and northern states.
Yeah.
But we got the whole outskirts, like all through the East Coast, all through the South, and then we got the West Coast pretty much finished.
Yeah, West Coast is like 3 states.
Yeah, it's Washington, Oregon, California, and
Yeah.
I guess you could lump Arizona into that.
Yeah, Jamie was out in Washington with his boyfriend a couple of weeks ago.
Would he fly?
Yeah, they took a plane. See, his boyfriend's from that state, so.
I didn't think Jamie would ever go into an airplane.
Yeah, he's been on airplanes several times. I mean, I was worried about it weighing it down, but no, he's not worried. He's flown before. He flew before I met him. I think just one time. He had like a school thing. It's always baffles me that there are, because we come from such a small town with a small school that, doesn't fund children doing stuff, that there are schools out there that kids just have the opportunity to just up and fly somewhere and go do like a public event somewhere. Whereas if we wanted to do that, we had to like pay out of pocket thousands of dollars to go do anything, and because of that, and of course we grew up poor, we didn't really have the ability to just up and go do stuff.
That's kind of why I chose to do this life, because I'm breaking the cycle.
Yeah, because I mean, nothing against mom or anything, because I think she relatively meant well when she did it, but she gave us the choice as kids. You guys can either go on this $3,000 trip to France for a week and go do school stuff, or you guys can have a PlayStation this year for Christmas. And it's like, obviously we're gonna choose the PlayStation. Because
yeah, there's no question.
Because we're kids and we make poor choices with our life, but also we looked at it as an investment in our entertainment. We can go to France once for a week for entertainment, or we can enjoy PlayStation for the next 10 years, So I guess maybe we chose correct, in a manner of speaking.
Yeah, I mean, I really like traveling, going places I haven't been before. It's pretty neat, but
yeah,
it's a really quick thing. It's like you said, PlayStation lasts for years. Getting new games and stuff. You go to France, it's a memory.
I like the memory, like creating memories and traveling and stuff like that. I don't like doing it all the time, but especially like right now where we're saving to buy a house, like spending extra money on trips is just, especially with a kid, it's hard. Inflation has really sucked the fun out of living. Because what little bit of money we have,
I'm hoping interest rates go down a little bit.
That would be nice. Definitely nice. Make it affordable so, we can spend money again. But when eggs cost $8 a dozen and gas costs $4 or $5 a gallon, milk literally costs $6 a gallon right now.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. When you have a kid who needs fresh berries and fresh vegetables and milk, eggs, our grocery bill a month easily over $1,000. Easily.
Yeah, that sounds about right. think every time we go to the grocery store, it's like 200 for like a week and some change.
Yeah. Emily's actually going to the grocery store today. It's probably gonna be another $300. You know, it's funny when she got pregnant, everybody had always talked to us about the diapers being expensive. The diapers are the cheapest part right now about raising a kid. It's the groceries that are the killer.
Isn't that funny?
Now formula's no joke. That's super expensive. It's like $60 a can right now. He hasn't had to take that at all in the last year, because after a year old they don't need it. But like, man, all the kids that have no choice, it's really hard. Oh, Jester, you get the Druid Axe? Nice, dude. So I will be streaming probably for another, I don't know, maybe another hour. I know my wife wants to go somewhere. She wants me to go with her somewhere. I think to the store or something. And that's gonna be after some of her conference calls today. So maybe another hour today, and then not again for another couple of weeks. But if you want to, I mean, obviously I'm gonna raid somebody, but unacceptable. Yeah, I know. If I'm gonna raid somebody, so you get to hang out with them, you'll get your, I think, was it like a druid shield or something like that? You get it. Plus you make some new friends, because we have a lot of really cool people in our little core group. I don't know who's on right now. Papa Chris is probably on, and he'll be the guy that I'll likely end up raiding. I might. Let's see who's on. Who's on? Yep, Papa Chris is on. He's probably gonna be the guy I raid. He's on a lot, like all day, all night. He just had a kid too, like a year or so ago. He's a good streamer. He's Twitch partnered. I'm not. I don't know that I will either. I mean, sure, the extra split's nice, but
I feel like you just don't have the time to be partnered.
If I was partnered, I would likely be able to do this full time as a job, but because I have a regular job and daycare is expensive, so I can't afford to send my kid to daycare full time. So I take care of him on my off days. Yeah, it makes it hard. So if it was to the point where I was making enough money as a Twitch partner, or like a streaming partner in general, to do this full time, yeah, sure, I'd get Twitch partner. But I don't see that being a thing ever. I mean, cool if I do, but I think that there's going to be more opportunity for me making content. And my wife agrees. Just making YouTube content, like making YouTube videos based on stuff that I enjoy. I do have some stuff that I'm working on. A review on my my gunner glasses. There will be a review on these. I'm still working with them quite a bit. I wear them at work, pretty much full time. So that's 12-hour days, 3 and 4 days a week. Really does help out there. And then I wear them, most of the time when I'm gaming. But after that guy roasted me, how come this isn't doing anything? This dust-covered chest, it just flaps and there's nothing in it.
Because it's a dust-covered chest.
It's lame. I don't know. After that guy told me I look like Lester from GTA 5, makes me not want to wear them. I do appreciate a good roast though. That one was a good one. Just wasn't expecting it. Oh, so getting back to the food thing, I asked you, which started a really long tangent about your dieting thing. I asked you what you had for breakfast. I didn't tell you what I had. I had McDonald's pancakes. They were fucking delicious.
You have McDonald's pancakes.
Yeah, man. They're hot. They're hot cakes. Freaking good.
You were at McDonald's early enough to get breakfast?
Well, so every other Wednesday I drop Grayson off at his daycare. So on the way back, since it's like by this point it's 9 o'clock and really hungry, and I don't want to come home and make some Dave's bread toast after I've had it, 2 days in a row. I said, you know what, $2 or $3 and get some McDonald's hotcakes and some hot cake syrup.
McGriddles are really good, but God, they make me feel like absolute trash after I eat them.
Yeah, Emily had one of those today.
I need to talk to you.
Like they make you feel like utter trash.
Yeah, I'm not all about the
cannot carry
pancake as a bun. Something about that just doesn't
They're good though.
doesn't work for me. Oh, I'm sure it's good. Don't get me wrong.
So something that you may have noticed or may not have noticed, when you go to upgrade armor, which you should have everything as upgraded as you can all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to upgrade stuff, not only does it increase like the damage of the weapon, but it also increases the stats on the weapon.
Yeah, I noticed that. I did notice that.
I'm gonna go do my class quest if you want to help me out with that. That'll unlock something, some kind of druid thing.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm just looking at some of this stuff. Most of it's just an easy sell.
But yeah, I think you guys need to go on a cruise at some point. You and Emily, they're really fun. They are what you make of them, but there's definitely like a lot of stuff to do, and there's a lot of stuff to do off the ship when it docks. I actually didn't think I would say this, but cruises are actually like a really good way to get out and travel and see certain areas, because you get to dock for an entire day, you get to go around and explore, and then by like sunset you just have to go back to the ship.
Yeah. I'm gonna go refill my water. I'll be right back. All right, got my water, got a bio break, and we're back in it.
This quest is hard, man.
Oh, you're questing again?
I'm trying to get my class quest done, and it's really hard.
I bet.
Should be able to TP on me whenever you're ready.
Hey, you might know the answer to this. Why is it that some armors have yet legendary armor specifically? They have the orangey yellow text for the bonus, and some of them are grayed out.
If it's grayed out, that means you already have it in another gear skull. Like you have two of the same legendary aspect, and it chooses the higher one.
Fair enough. So what you're saying is I should.
You're like, yep, that would be accurate.
Well, I should go shred one, and then add it to what I'm using, so that I could have something different, right?
Yeah.
See, I don't like that. Like, in a way I like that, but in another way it's like, I feel like legendaries should have their own dedicated thing, like in Diablo 2. Like your legendary item in Diablo 2 had one thing, like that's what it was, that's what made it special. And now it just seems like there's nothing special about certain things.
Yeah.
Ooh. I only had enough gold to do one, which means I don't have enough gold to imprint something else.
I wasn't doing this when I first started playing, and it was leaving me gold starved. But if you don't sell your rares, you should probably start doing it from time to time, because selling your rares to the armor vendor gives you a significant amount of gold.
So at what point should you stop scrapping stuff? Because
I mean, if you have a lot of mats, you don't. Obviously, if you have no gold and a lot of mats, you should start selling instead of scrapping. You know what I mean?
Well, at what point do you have enough mats? Like, what? Give me, like, in your opinion, what mats are important to? Like, where's the threshold? Like, where should I be shooting for? Because I think that's where I'm struggling. Jester, go mow your lawn, man. Get that crop under control. I appreciate you stopping by. It was definitely a pleasure to have you here chatting with us. We will see you in 2 weeks. I'll be streaming again. I normally stream about 10 Eastern. I know today was a late start. I was having some network drop frames, and I wanted to get that under control. And I also signed up for Kick, and I wanted to get those extra pieces together. I did not want to put out a subpar stream. So thanks for hanging with it. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. We will see you in a couple weeks. Also check out my Twitter if you want to connect in the meantime, because I spend a lot of time on Twitter, connecting with people, shit posting, just having a good time. So check me out there too.
If you open up your materials,
Yeah.
like veiled crystals are salvaged from rare weapons and armors.
Veiled. I have 24. At what point should I not need to stockpile more than 24?
I mean, honestly, just always have like 50 on hand.
50? Okay. So if I was able to get
It's
50, then I don't need to keep doing that.
I think you're thinking about it all wrong. Like, just try to find a balance, right? Obviously, your balance is not good right now because you have mats, but you don't have gold. So, like, you need to make sure that if you have enough gold, go back to salvaging. If you don't have enough gold, go back to selling. Just, situational.
I mean, that makes sense, to a point. I can see that. Because right now I am gold starved. But I've got 24 veiled crystals. I don't know how many of them, honestly, I have no idea how many you use when you upgrade items. Is it one or two?
I think when you're upgrading stuff, you're using like one or two at a time or something like that. You can check next time you go to do stuff. It'll tell you below how much it'll use.
Dude, no way. Okay, so I've opened up Twitter because that's what I do. So I wanted to see if anybody commented on the stream today. But they're doing a remake. Nintendo's doing a remake on Super Mario RPG.
That's long overdue.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, right? Like that's a pretty neat thing. I mean, I've never played it, but it's like Paper Mario, right? In a way.
Yes, it was really good at the time.
Tortura will not fall to you, Astaroth.
I need you to try to get in here stat, because this shit's gonna get hard.
Yeah, I wanted to check that really quick. I did, so now I can...
You might find it easier to teleport to me instead of trying to figure out the cliffs, because it's kind of confusing.
Okay, will do. So what do you do with all of your stat points once you got all the way to your master passive?
I need to talk to you.
Because you can only put one in there, right?
Right.
And then your ultimate move, you can only put one.
Mm-hmm.
And if your core is maxed and your basic is maxed, you just sit on them. Like, do you just throw them in stuff you don't need?
There's a lot of passives along the way.
I've been getting passives along the way. I don't know if I've maxed them out though. There might be some that I haven't, some that were kind of obscure that I didn't see a lot of value in.
Yeah, there should be a lot of passives along the way to increase the power of specific builds.
Mm-hmm.
So you're definitely, once you have all your main skills that you use on your heart pot bar maxed, then at that point you're just finishing up with passives on your skill tree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's taking a long time to load this. I clicked on your portal and it's just spinning.
Your computer seems to have a lot of issues with this game, which I find funny because it's like 3 times as powerful as mine.
Oh. It's a new game, dude. Like the little icon in the bottom right corner is just spinning.
Weird.
And it just says, when you grow powerful enough, an occultist will extract and replace its powers on your legendary items. Like, okay.
That's a good tip.
Thanks for the tip, buddy. I've been doing that, but...
It shows you standing next to me, so I'm sure it's going to finish loading in a second. If it doesn't, you might have to exit the game and relaunch it. There you are. It should be almost done.
I just did that thing that you said to do, uncheck the accelerated browser thing. I don't think that's causing my problems, but we'll try it.
You never know, it solved a lot of mine.
Yeah, it's literally just sitting here and it's just spinning.
I mean, I see your character, like it just appeared standing next to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it froze. I'm gonna restart.
I would restart battle.net too.
I just did that.
Make sure that that's still checked, the disable hyperspeed acceleration.
I know it's not any of my graphics drivers or anything because I just made sure to do all that last night so I wouldn't have to do that today. You know what I should do is I should check the box that makes Battle.net close when your game launches. Okay, let's load back in the game. Probably have to teleport because it probably dumped me back in town.
I saw some pictures of Old Orchard Beach there, Thousand Trails.
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty nice campground.
Have you not been there?
Nope.
Dude, these stream
You guys
beats
can-
are pretty friggin' good.
I need to talk to you.
You guys gonna hang out under my awning and beach chairs on the beach?
Yeah. Hey,
While we grill burgers with my
will you
camper.
invite me to your game?
Yeah.
So I've been using Stream Beats for music on stream because it's copyright free. They are pretty good. Like I'd used them before, but it was like when they only had like a handful of options. But now that they're a few years in and they've hired like a lot of professional artists to make music, it's really good. I'm really impressed with it.
I'm not ready yet.
I think I'm just listening to like their discography on random, but it's been really good. I mean, it's all like instrumental and stuff, but I like it. And I won't get copyright notices anymore.
Yeah.
Although I got copyright hit on my my video for Metal Gear Solid 2. The intro got me because I forgot that they the composer's really hard on that one. They don't want anybody to ever hear it. It is like one of the best intro themes to any game I've ever played. Why does that boss monster have a red skull as the map thing?
You are in a stronghold.
Okay. Don't know what that is, but we're gonna go with it.
Every zone of the map of the overworld, you know how there's 5 zones?
No.
Okay. Well, through the whole world, there's 5 continents, I guess you could say, to make it easier to understand. There's like 5 major zones, like Fractured Peak, Dry Steppes, and then inside of each continent, there is a bunch of Lilith shrines, which if you have some time, I actually recommend you do that, Chris, because Lilith shrines give you permanent stats across all the characters on your account. You can only collect them with one character, but there's like a ton of them, and they really do make you a lot stronger. So
I found a couple. I don't know how many there are though.
there's there's 5 continents, and in each continent there's about 33 altars. So there's almost like 150 total. And I definitely recommend like one of after you complete the campaign, like one of the very first things you do, I would find all those altars.
Yeah, I'll have to find a list of them and go hunting.
Yeah, that's what I did. There's a really good snapshot on Google on a website that shows you the overworld map with all of them, and they're all numbered, so you can collect them in a quick, efficient order. So I recommend doing that. But anyways, there's 3 strongholds per continent, so there's 15 strongholds total. And once you complete the stronghold, it just gives you like a lot of experience, good gear, and it gets you closer to being renowned. There's probably a lot about this game that you don't know because you don't play it that much.
Yeah, like
But there's
I
a lot of
realized
people too.
after the last stream that I played that I was just doing side quests and daily quests and stuff. Like I wasn't actually playing to get the story. I'm like, oh cool, I wonder how this is gonna play out. And it's just like, oh, it's just a side thing. And I'm not used to that in a Diablo game. Like I'd expect that out of a WoW game, but with Diablo, I kind of expected every quest had some kind of meaning to the story. And
Let me show you something real quick. Bring up your overworld map. And then do you see like towards the top of the screen right below, like right below map, see how it says Sloshan?
yeah,
So we're on the Sloshan continent. And then do you see where it says Renown? It's right to the right of Sloshan.
no, I don't have that explored. Most of the stuff I've explored is in Fractured Peaks.
Yeah, but even if you don't have anything explored, like right below the top of the screen where it says Sloshan, like there should be a little bar and it should show you like a bunch of symbols with like a W that says view rewards.
No, it doesn't. It's probably because I haven't discovered that area. Hey, cool, a Lilith's Shrine.
It should show you it even if it's undiscovered.
Nope. I'm not gonna worry about it in here. I've got a limited time to stream right now. We can look at that later.
But anyways, it'll show you how close you are to getting Renown, and Renown gives you rewards across all your characters.
I wonder if there is that like quests completed, like the blue ones. Kinda like,
It's everything.
It's,
So
it's like
the things that
reputation,
count,
right?
So the things that count towards Renown is collecting all the waypoints, which you'll love.
Be great at it.
Collecting all the waypoints, collecting all the Lilith shrines, doing all the side quests, completing each dungeon, and doing all the strongholds. All that counts towards getting Renown with the zone.
Nice.
And then once you get Renown, you get more skill points, more Paragon points, more Obel, carrying room, and a lot of experience. So definitely good stuff.
Yeah. See, like I was saying before, like the fact that they've got more in the game that I get, to learn about and experience. I think that's really cool.
The really cool thing too is once you complete the campaign, it'll open up legions, world bosses, and hell tides, which is all stuff that you haven't seen yet, which is all really fun stuff to do. What we should probably do, man, is like get you through the campaign, like sit down and help you just grind through the main campaign so you can get your mount and then open up all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, like the funny thing is when I sat down to play this today, and I mean I'm going with the flow, so I'm not really worried about it. But I was gonna sit down and just do like quests, like mainline quest items, just gonna get through the story. But now that you're on to play, I mean, this is probably just as much, if not more fun.
Well, it's gearing you up too. It's good stuff, and it's helping you get Renown.
Yeah, I mean it's all towards the building towards end game. So the way that a lot of these games play is, as you well know, is it's not like it's for nothing. It's not like when you play World of Warcraft and you just could endlessly grind dailies for no reason.
Well, dude, I'm on all the time, so if you have even like 30 minutes to play, just let me know and I'll hop on and I'll help you grind through the main quest so we can get it over with.
So that's especially going to be good for later because like my Steam Deck plays this game really well. Just get 100 renowned off of that.
Yep.
Yeah, so as things get less hectic at work, I will be playing more.
But yeah, just like even like in the mornings or at night, like if you know you're gonna be on, I'll try to do a better job at making sure I'm on when you're on, so we can at least get you through the campaign so you can start experiencing the rest of the game.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited. It's playing this game, learning it, you know, having a lot of new stuff that they've added, I think is cool. You know, as much as I'm going to harp on it for being different than Diablo 2, I mean, I just got to get over the fact it's not Diablo 2. That's really all it is. And the more about the game that I find to experience and stuff that's really cool, I think I'm going to appreciate it a little bit more for just, you know, what it is.
I think it's basically Diablo Immortal done right. And the thing is, a lot of people like really hated Immortal, but the unfortunate thing is it was actually a really fun game. It was just shrouded by the pay-to-win aspect, which made no one want to play it.
Yeah.
And then instantly everybody thought it was bad. But if you look at its actual gameplay and the way it looked, Diablo Immortal was actually really appealing. It was fun to play. It's just Blizzard really ruined it politically with the pay-to-win aspect and all this other bullshit that makes them a ton of money, right?
I
Diablo
think,
4, there's no pay-to-win. It's Diablo Immortal done right, you know?
and I think, and I'll give them some credit with this game, keeping obviously they compromise with microtransactions. Like, there is a place in games for them, but I think they knocked it out of the park with the idea that microtransactions are optional. They are just cosmetic, and they are not paid to win or to improve whatsoever. So there's no items that are going to make you more powerful. There's no advantage. Like, it's like the Ocelot rule. Those engravings offer you no tactical advantage whatsoever. That's perfect. People want to spend money to make their character look fancy, unique, whatever. Cool. You know, I might actually spend money at some point on a cool outfit that looks really cool, or a cool weapon, you know, that you can't get otherwise. Like, that's awesome. Something that's visually enhancing. I like it. But the second they roll out any kind of gear advantage, any experience boost, that's gonna be it for me. It's like, no, I can't support that. It makes the game not fun for other players who just want to play the game and don't want to go broke playing it, you know? It's just not fun.
Sure.
It sucks the fun out of playing the game. I got a bunch of gems. Where's my gems tab? I need a gem tab.
Yeah, I think that's been one of the major feedbacks from the community, and I think Blizzard's trying to work on implementing, basically having your gems just like they were in Diablo 3, which I don't understand why they just didn't do it like that, you know?
Yeah, well, I heard that's what they were doing. I heard somebody post, and of course I can't believe everything you read on Twitter, but I read somewhere that that Blizzard was doing a gem tab, that it was coming.
Yeah, it'll be nice once they do it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Dude, the druid ability thing is so weird.
My burden is too great.
I basically make offerings to all these little ghosts.
Yeah, and you were not kidding. Selling those rare items, I got like a ton of gold off of that.
Yeah, man, especially once you're in Nightmare like I am, one rare sells for like 20k.
Okay,
Crazy.
so I can see how that'll add up. Did you know that red dust has a maximum limit?
Yeah, and you can only get it in PvP zones.
Yeah, I think Llama was having a fit. I mean, I could be wrong, and maybe it was somebody else, but I know it's a prominent figure in the Diablo community. You know, someone who's like partnered and a massive following. Said, like, they had a big criticism on why red dust has like a limit. Like, why would you make a limit on that? I don't know what it is or what it does, but I mean, I understand why there's a limit on obels. Like, I can get that.
It's basically the same thing as obels, only you can only collect it in PvP zones by doing PvP activities.
Yeah. Like I said, it makes sense. for the obels. But I think maybe the threshold on some of that stuff is a little low. Especially if you're gonna go crank out a bunch of stuff and grind it out. Like what's the point making it like a hard cap? Like what's the point of the cap? If you're gonna go grind the content, why do you need a cap?
No, I hear that. But it was like that with blood shards too, because
Yeah, I know, and I was critical of that
I think
too.
it's because the rewards are so great that it wants you to have to spend it over time. You know, it doesn't want you to just get like a shit ton of it and just completely gear your character out by gambling it all away. You know,
Makes sense. All right, dude. I think this is a pretty good place to stop. You know, I know that you just kind of got on not too long ago, but it's a good little 3.5 hour stream. I had to go get some grocery shopping and some other stuff done to get some errands I need to run. But yeah, no, this is fun. We have to do this. You gotta actually plan to do this with me every other like week when we stream.
and not just streaming, dude, but even off stream. Like, you need to let me know when you're going to be on so I can plan for you.
Yeah.
Or like call me when you get on so I can play with you. I'm always on.
Yeah, no, definitely, because there'll be times at night when I want to play, but I won't have like the ambition to just do it by myself. And having, you know, another person there would actually make it more fun to, you know, to play. So yeah, we'll do that. Just message me when you're about to get on anytime. If I have the ability, I'll jump on, but at least I'll know that you're playing, because there's been times in the last couple of weeks that I've got on and you're not on, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just go watch NCIS or something, catch up. Like,
Yeah, just hit me up, man. I'll let you know if I can get on, and we'll try to play more.
hi, dude.
My burden is too great.
All right, everybody. Where's my screen? All right, everybody. Thank you again so much for tuning in for another Wednesday stream. Just a reminder, every other Wednesday, so for 2 weeks from now, we'll have another stream. So make sure that if you're not subscribed, you're not following, please do. I'm on Twitter most of the time. If you're looking for me, looking for updates, check there first. YouTube, you're gonna find my VODs. I make short videos. I will be making review videos and tech reviews and stuff like that too, so check me out there. If you want to see more content like that or like this, really just hit me up anywhere. I'm everywhere. I'm here for you guys. As soon as I can stream more, I will. But right now it's every 2 weeks, every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern. I stream as long as I can if I'm not doing other things. Like today I had some stuff planned. But please hang out, hit me up. We'll have some more fun together. Until I see you next time, take care and have a wonderful day.